hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. I'm trying to cut my hand over it, but a quick garden update. As you can see, daikon radishes are starting to go to seed. I think I'm going to let them. I'm not going to pick them. I'm just let them go to seed and then spread the seed around some, because I might just pick them once the seed's fully developed and go shake them in my pasture area and spread the seed over there. But not all of them are going to seed, but most of them are. See, that one is. This one is not. That one is. That one on the end there is going to seed. I think the rain washed a couple of broccoli seeds out here to the grass, because I got broccoli growing there. Carrot growing underneath the leaves of the daikon radish. Over here, same thing. Some carrots growing there. Daikons here. This daikon radish is already flowering. But yeah. The rest of the garden seems to be doing okay. There's always spots like this where this daikon radish is probably just needs to get picked and pulled out because everything keeps walking on it, meaning my dogs and my chickens. These are all white icicle radishes along here. We've been picking some of those. They're hotter this year than we've ever had them before. But they're still great in a crock pot with a pot roast. They lose all the heat, they get really tender and really nice. So if you haven't tried putting radishes in a crock pot with a pot roast or whatever, you should try it. I think it's a better flavor than potatoes, but maybe not as filling. But got more daikon radishes going to seed. All of them along here are. And the one down here on the end. Yeah, so this leaf matter laying down there that's dead, that's the tops from some of the radishes we've picked. Just threw the tops back in the garden. But yeah, we've got, probably should have thinned the cabbage there. I've got not cabbage, but broccoli. I got 3 of them growing up right next to each other. And then a cabbage right over here between those 2 broccoli. Tomato plant growing right in the center. It's over here. Summer squash. At least I believe these are summer squash. I thought it was watermelon growing at first, but now that I see how the plant's growing, I think it's summer squash. Same with this over here. That's summer squash. That's tomato. The little one right there is peas. 2 more summer squash. Clump of peas right there. Kids probably spilled some while they were planting them. Another summer squash. That and that are Roma tomatoes. And of course, all the way along the side here, I've got strawberries. Okay, whatever this one is, it never really did anything. It grew up and it shriveled like that. So I'm not sure what it's doing, but you can see this strawberry is sending out runners all over the place. Over into the others. Yeah, this bed's going to end up completely covered with strawberries. Onions on this side, the chickens have been just chomping at the tops of them. I have no idea how I'm going to keep the chickens out of the broccoli and the cabbage. But my plan is, once I get all the garden beds built that I plan to build here, then I'm going to fence around the garden. But I'm not exactly sure how many garden beds I'm building, and I'm not exactly sure, how many I want or what I'm going to end up with. So I don't want to just throw up a fence and limit myself on the garden beds. But this year my garden's kind of suffering because of it. And yeah, there's a lot of grass in this, but mixed in with onions and cabbage and summer squash and carrots, and get everything growing in there. Not everything, but a lot of stuff. Yeah. Some of the, you can see the wind's not doing us any favors here, but some of the cabbage isn't doing as good as others, and some of it the chickens have already gotten to. Every time I come out here, I see chickens in the garden, I chase them out of it. This tomato plant here is a yellow cherry tomato, and it looks like they grow in clusters just looking at the way that's growing. So we'll see how those do. That tomato got blown over in a wind a few nights ago, and I had to put the stake in and a string across it to hold them up. But yeah, so far no heads on the broccoli or the cabbage yet, but hopefully they start forming heads soon. Anyways, one of the guineas jumping over the fence from the pasture. One of our calves. Our pond is basically completely full. Still working on this third garden bed. I, to be honest, haven't worked on it much is the problem. Brought a couple loads of wood chips over. I need to just bring in a whole bunch of wood chips and finish filling it up, and then cover it with the dirt around it, and then line between the garden beds and around the outside of them with more wood chips. So there's a whole bunch of wood chips I need to bring over, which I have. I don't know, I've been doing other stuff. So anyways, potato beds growing pretty good. It's up above the wire quite a bit. I don't know if I want to go ahead and put more of the mulch in around these potatoes, or just let them keep growing as they are. I think this year I'll probably just let them keep growing, see how it does. Yeah, I'll go from there. Anyways, short little garden update. Nothing great, but it's growing. It's not the prettiest garden ever, it's not the most productive garden ever, but it's my garden and it is what it is. Eventually, yeah, I think it will get better with time. Just with the hugelkultur gardens, they don't always start out very good, but after year 2 or 3, from what I understand, is they get a lot better. Anyways, sorry about that. I guess I bumped the wrong button there. Anyways, if you like the videos, hit the like button and subscribe, and see you on the next video.